So Fiji, they've won the last 5 games against Argentina. It's a powerful-looking Fijian side led by Indrani Sinkula, Botitu and Tuai. He's the heartbeat of this Fijian side. For Argentina, well, they have Osachuk back in the ranks. Thomas Varney is a debutant. For Indrani Sinkula. Crowd favourites here as ever in Hong Kong. The Fijians and their supporters have been in good voice from earlier this morning. Argentina have their work cut out against the team who consider Hong Kong to be their spiritual home. Fiji defeated Kenya, Australia and New Zealand in the pool on their way to this Cup quarter-final. We love Fiji, yeah. I think we all do, Gareth Rees, especially when we see Jenny Tuai and his mates in full flight.
Yes, you talked about the spirit of this team. It's very much a part of what drives them, what makes them good. They have been remarkable in the last 4 years here. They're looking to keep that dream alive. Jerry Tuai, one of the few of the returning players here, looking to repeat and create history and get that 5th win.
Yeah, they're looking for a 5th consecutive Cup win here in Hong Kong, and no team in the history of the series has been able to win 5 consecutive Cups in any one venue. So let's see how Fiji go in this one. It's early possession for the Islanders. They've got some power, they've got some pace as well, and no little skill. Levi Kanikonda back in the ranks as playmaker, back in the ranks for the first time since 2011. You've got a smile when you see those little silky skills from the likes of Jerry Tuai. Looking for the breakthrough. Almost a telepathic understanding between these Fijians. Botitu. The pass didn't quite go to the hands of Aminyasi Tuimamba, who's had a great weekend already. Now then Argentina go through Osachuk, hauled down just outside the Fijian 22, but it's Argentina will get the penalty.
Yeah, I think the big man Paulo Donisekula guilty of not releasing after the tackle and trying to manipulate the Argentinian player on the ground, so he'll be penalized. Good opportunity here for Argentina with their first real possession.
Kicking for territory, so looking to put the ball as close as they can to the corner flag.
There's the tackle there. You see he doesn't really let go and make an effort to roll away. Good refereeing from Paulo Duarte, not tolerating that. Effectively, he's going to slow up the ball if he lies around there.
So first chance then for Argentina from the set piece. That's the first element, done well. Osachuk taking on the Fijian defense.
No, leave it. Why?
And this is the opening score for Santiago Mare. Oh, good play from Argentina. Came from the line-out initially.
Well, a crafty move. They held the ball at the line-out, delayed, so the Fijians had to stay in tight. One hit up here. Quick ball. Playing with their heads up the whole time. The show and go. And Osachuk is one of those players who just simply knows how to score tries, whether it's 15s where he's got full caps or 7s. Remarkable finisher.
Osachuk back in the ranks for the first time since Paris 2018.
He has been off serving the 15s cause as part of the America's Rugby Championship, where Argentina won that.
It's a well-placed kick by Argentina, dropping it right on the 10-meter line. And they come again, looking for a second score, straight down the middle, taking on the Fijian defense once again. Quickly into midfield, that's Gonzalez. Missed tackle. And Argentina have got men over on the left, and this time perhaps it will go out. from Thomas Vani, the youngster, the debutant. Huge arm wrestle on the floor. Bazan Velez offloads to Asachuk. You're not going to stop him from 5-10 meters out. This is great rugby from Argentina. They're playing the tactics that they are familiar with.
Yeah, the Pumas not phased by the great team in front of them. They're just getting down to work. They're working the ball. A missed assignment here as Argentina comes back against the grain. You watch as Ikani Konda, he steps out of the line. This was a big tackle here. But they don't panic. They keep the ball alive. And watch here, he comes off his wing, the big number 8, and tries to make a play. He doesn't need to make right there, and that leaves the man open. Asachuk uncontested for the diving try.
Conversion from the touchline, in off the upright, brings on the green light, and Argentina lead Fiji by 12 points to 0. Well, it's too early to talk of an upset. Argentina again trying to restart, but Fiji now in full flight, and that's Meli Derenelangi offloading to Paula Dranishikula, the captain, round under the posts. Don't write the headlines just yet.
Well, there's never panic from the men in the white jerseys. They know they have the physical presence, but they also work for each other off the ball. Here's the high hanging kick. It's tapped back, it hits the ground. The presence of mind to jump on it. But look at the work at the back of your screen. He's working hard to get back to the ball, fighting through, and that gets him his reward. Dranishikula, inside pass and under the posts.
Up goes the flag. And Argentina, as leaders, cut to 5 points. Fiji 7, Argentina 12, a minute and a half remaining on the opening 7 minutes. And did that arrive on the 10-meter line? Not quite.
That ball was played by the Fijians, so it will come back. Had the Argentinian played, it would have been play on. So rightfully so. I think Argentina is slowing things down, going to take their penalty midfield. Work a set piece.
Fijians love to play at tempo, don't they?
Yeah.
Bazan Velez. Mare to the captain, Santiago Alvarez. Oh, neatly, nicely done by Argentina. Heading for the hills, that's Luciano Gonzalez. A brilliant individual effort from the Argentinian number 11. But at what cost?
Well, credit Luciano Gonzalez, but this is about the missed tackles by the men in white. They're already up to 4 in this match. That's very uncharacteristic. There's 1, there's 2, and he keeps fighting even from in behind. He drives the legs, he hands off. He took advantage of those missed defensive assignments and punished the Fijians.
The conversion drops short as we look again. Luciano Gonzalez. It's an early birthday present for him. He'll be 22 next Wednesday.
Well, the man from Cordoba, very proud and very, very impactful here in the first half.
Well, Fiji, they've won 4 of the last 6 tournaments here in Hong Kong. Fiji, can they get another score before the break? It's there. Now they have the width of the field. Taken in initially. Tuai. Keep an eye on him. Derenelangi again. He gets the support from the big guy. Make room because I'm coming through, says Paula Dranishikula. It's a brace for the captain. Great work, end-to-end stuff by Fiji. A second for the captain.
Well, this move started with 0s on our game clock, and you almost knew something was coming. The Fijians built from deep, patient, found the missed tackle, And Johnny Sakula in full flight is a wonderful thing to see here at the HSBC Hong Kong Sevens.
Oh, wow.
Well, the missed conversion, but this is the late drop ball, and that missed tackle was all it needed. He was flying, despite the attentions of the Argentinian Osajuk. He got there.
So we arrive at the break, and how costly might that conversion miss be, I wonder. It's Fiji 12, Argentina 17 at the break.
Vamos, dale. Respira tú. Conmigo, conmigo. Mantenemos una, dale.
Bien, atento, es cuestión de línea, ¿sí? Constantemente cuestión de línea, tanto en ataque como en defensa. Defensa, lo que quiero, lo principal, cortar la línea de la carrera de ellos. Lo mismo que el juego aéreo, dormimos en una, ¿sí? Nos dormimos en una línea, seguir a las personas. No voy en un lugar, si es cuestión de línea, de ponerme adelante, ¿se entiende la línea? Cuestión de líneas, en ataque y en defensa. En defensa, atento a la única, cuando se buscan hacerse ancho para acelerar, entiendo, de ahí en el intervalo. No tengamos miedo de la velocidad, no tengamos miedo de la velocidad. Sí a seguir metiéndonos de adentro.
We're playing behind them, but we have to lift the energy. That's our job, second half. Set.
Just saw Gareth Baber there, the Fijian coach, but just out of shot is the legend that is Tomasi Tharma Senior, who scored one of the greatest tries ever here in Hong Kong all those years ago. Team Mechaniconda, friends and family have made the journey over to Hong Kong. France against New Zealand coming up next, but there's still a job to do for Fiji here.
Well, you mentioned those fans when we arrived at the empty stadium this morning. Wasn't it wonderful when they were all seated in their corner as the Fijians, they take that place here, and they were singing, they had song sheets out. It was a wonderful thing to see.
They create an atmosphere of their own, do the Fijian supporters. So Fiji, the most successful team in the history of Cathay Pacific HSBC Hong Kong Sevens, trail Argentina by 5 points at the top of the second half. They've won the most titles as a Seven Series event here, with 7 and the most overall since it was first created in 1976. 18 cup wins to their name. But back to the here and now. And Argentina, they've adopted the right tactics against the Fiji. The tip on from Osajuk, and again from Bazan Velez. Great work. Schultz looks for support, might not need it. Over the 10-meter line they come, and Argentina on song here. Tuai though is back there to recover for Fiji. Have a look at this. Young Jerry Tuai up to halfway. There's the pass, and here comes Fiji, ploughing the way towards the Argentinian try line. It's Aminiasi Tuimamba. Try Fiji, back on terms.
Well, as soon as he attempted this little chip kick, I thought, uh-oh, one team's going to score either way. And as soon as Jerry Tuai got his hands on the ball, he is leading the series for offloads. And this is why. He squares up, he's a threat himself, but he hits his supporting runner, and Tuimamba, fresh off the bench. No surprise, but an impeccable response from Fiji at the beginning of the second half.
So the game is tied up then at 17 points all. The Cup quarter-final. Tuimamba, 5 tries to his name. Ravuvu from New Zealand, and Carlin Isles out there in front on 6. Scored 7 here last year, did Carlin Isles. Still time to top that.
When you're ready.
Levi Kanikonda and get a restart. Kicks long this time. Good pressure being applied there by Fiji, and by the replacement Alassio Nanduva. Threats everywhere in this Fijian squad. Off the bench, Nanduva.
Big counter ruck from the Fijians, and they've won the penalty and they're off.
Quickly taken by Nandulva, one-handed take there from Ikanikonda. He's got a man on the near touchline, and over goes Meli and Deneralangi to give the Fiji the lead for the first time. Classic Fiji.
Well, Fiji are all on the same page all the time. As soon as they won this counter ruck, there's the pressure. There's a hint they might win it. They throw extra bodies in. Penalty Fiji. They all know they're off and running. No one's standing around waiting. Simple hands, good bobble. Show, hold, then release.
They've been disappointed with their own performances since the 2 cup wins in Cape Town and Hamilton, dropped to 4th in Sydney, 6th in Las Vegas, recovered to 3rd in Vancouver. But with rugby like this, you wouldn't bet against them, would you? And if they are serious about winning the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series, they're in 3rd at the moment, then they have to win here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, they've got to get a move on. My old scrum half and your countryman Gareth Baber, I know there's some frustration. They are sublime at their best, but sometimes, you know, there's mistakes in that game. They can't put it together. Sometimes it's hard to understand they don't win every tournament when they're playing at their best.
So Argentina, they looked good for their advantage at one time, but they never give up to the Argentinians. Not in their nature. Agustin Segura, debutant. The number 2, Gaston Revol, very often the litmus paper for this Argentinian side. And they need all his guile and know-how now. Drop ball. Santiago Mare.
Well, you've got a feel for these players. It's sticky out here. It's quite humid. Simple pass coming back. Maybe had an eye up to see if there was a big Fijian lurking.
There usually is. Into the corner of his eye, and you saw a dark shadow.
Gus Pichot in Hong Kong this weekend. He'll be proud of this effort. Right now, lots of possession for his Argentinian men. They need to finish here.
Well, Fiji are undefeated in the past 28 matches in Hong Kong, with 27 wins and a draw, dating back to the 3rd place playoff in 2014. And England are the last team to defeat them here at the Hong Kong Stadium. It was in the Cup semi-finals of 2014. Great work here from Terio Tamani. Tamani pins back his ears. Tamani into the 22 and over the try line. Try Fiji. Well taken try from Terio Tamani.
It's almost like they thrive in any kind of disruption. That ball was bobbled for a moment. Come back, always eyes up, always looking to take it on the late drop. And he runs across, steps out of a tackle, and that kind of indecision there, that's what he needed. He saw the hole, and he went for it, and he took it.
And when Fiji play with a smile on their faces, the whole world smiles with them. So try for the diminutive Terio Tamani.
It's tough. Argentina barely put a footer wrong here. Maybe a couple of missed tackles, one drop ball, but that's the quality of Fiji. They've punished at every opportunity.
Yeah, order has been restored with just over a minute remaining on this quarter-final. Fiji 29, Argentina 17. That's the try scorer, bundled over by Marcos Moneta. The replacement.
For who?
Into the final minute, Argentina need to score twice. Loose ball, but it's advantage Fiji.
And poor old Gaston Revol, the great mind of this Argentinian side, the architect of so many good wins. He got a big tackle from in behind, a little bit of indecision he showed there, and then bang.
You will have felt that one, Gaston Revol. And you can hear the call coming up from the terraces. Fiji, Fiji. Wherever you look around this ground, Gareth, there's a Fijian flag.
Blue wigs as well. That's their costume here.
A trademark.
They will live to fight the Cup semi-final.
Tuai. The short pass. Finding Nanduva. Setting it up. The clock runs down. 19 seconds. Time for another score, perhaps. But the referee, Duarte, will call them back for the forward pass.
Well, I talked about them all being on the same page. Watch as he picks this ball up. He knows that the short side is an option. And the big man also knows to be ready. They're always looking to attack anywhere, any space on the field that appears.
The hooter sounds in the background, and in the background you can see the Blue Wiggers already celebrating another victory for Fiji. And this would be their 29th consecutive win at the Hong Kong Stadium. Time perhaps for one more score for Argentina. Bazan Velez with a step. This is the replacement, Francisco Ulloa. And this won't make any difference to the final scoreline, I don't think. But it's a well-taken try, nonetheless, for Marcos Moneta. His first try in the match.
Referee's just going to hold off. They may have a chat with his assistant official on the far side. There is an Argentinian player down. I don't know if it's connected.
I saw a late kick from number 1, White.
The referee's assistant has come in.
Penalty only or yellow card? Yellow card. Yeah, number 1.
The finger's been pointed at Mother Nathangi.
Before the try, it's a yellow card. No, White. No, because it's before the try. Yes.
Is it for not wrapping the arms, or is it a fraction late? 1, 2.
No, because it's before the try.
He seemed to fly a long way for that quality of hit, but it is no wrap there, so definitely a penalty. The yellow card won't really impact, I don't think, any future involvement for him.
Yep, he was already committed, but it was a no-arms tackle, so Fiji have taken one step closer. It's a huge step closer to their 5th consecutive title here in Hong Kong. They've defeated Argentina by 29 points to 24.